Welcome back to our second attempt at Cycling Hub. We have Chris Check from Pedalhead Bicycle Works and myself, Kevin Masters from Aerobic Power. So last time we sort of touched on helping you sort of find some means within your household or backyard or garage that you can give yourself some cardio work. Chris went through some different levels of bikes and options that way. But being confined a little bit, we need a way to turn those pedals. So as you can see, Chris here, he's trying to enjoy the outdoors while on a stationary trainer, getting some fresh air with keeping to the rules of the isolation. Today we wanted to talk about options that you can pursue in your bike trainers. They're like the bikes. There's a huge range. Could probably start at maybe $150, and we could probably go all the way up to $1,500 plus in terms of bike trainers. Starting with manually resisted, having your back wheel on, mid-range includes some direct drive smart trainer action, and then the high end is smart trainers combined with climbers, raise and lower your front end to simulate climb. So lots of things to keep you entertained and provide good workouts. So let's just hear from Chris here. I thought maybe we'd break it down just to keep it quick. Maybe what we're looking at for under that $300 or $500 option, under that $800 or $1,000 option, and then if we're going big, sky's the limit, that $1,200 plus option. What are we looking at?
Okay, so for trainers that you're going to be riding indoors, as Kevin just mentioned, there's different price levels and different types of technologies that are employed in the trainers at different price levels. So at your lowest price level, you're going to have magnetic resistance. That means there's going to be a flywheel on the back end of your trainer that's sitting against your rear wheel of your bicycle. Magnetic resistance is going to create more resistance than you could just by pedaling and using your gears. That's the least expensive trainer technology that's out there. It's been used for quite a few years, quite durable, quite simple. You're normally going to see trainers in the lowest price level to about $300, $400 with a magnetic resistance. The next level up, you go to fluid resistance. So fluid is now, instead of a magnet going against the flywheel, you're going to have a propeller turning inside the back resistance unit inside some sort of viscous oil-like fluid. It's a little quieter. It offers a little bit better road feel, a little smoother on the bike. That's called a fluid trainer, and then we start to climb up a little bit to that $400 to $600 zone. Once you crest over that zone, the next price level is going to have electronic resistance and control of the device. So you're going to see a very quiet and interactive trainer. So less noise. You're still going to have your rear wheel on your bike, unlike the one that I'm on right now. But at that sub $1,000 zone, you're now going to have interactive abilities with different types of training systems, and you're going to get a lot more information from the trainer or from your ride. Once you go up into the highest level, which is the trainer that I'm on right now, that's considered a direct drive trainer. So the trainer replaces the rear wheel on your bike quite easily. There's no loss of power through the tire to the trainer because now the training device is your rear wheel. So direct power to the trainer, and you have all of the compatibilities with all of the training platforms that are offered online.
Wow, a little overwhelming. What?
Better, best. Think of it like that.
Right. So, what are some different, like right now with the demand and everyone running out of products, I guess, what options might people be able to look at this point in time?
Yeah, it's something that you and I just briefly talked about yesterday, but normally at this time of year, indoor trainers aren't a big thing on people's minds. They want to get outside and get riding, and maybe use their indoor trainer all winter, or they're not too concerned about staying inside for much longer. So the global demand for trainers, because we're all stuck inside, or most of us are stuck inside, has gone through the roof. And most shops like mine have sold almost every trainer they could get their hands on. So there is a kind of a crazy demand all of a sudden for trainers that we're not always able to get you exactly what you want. But there are still some trainers in our store, and there are still some indoor trainers available. You just have to be a little less picky than you'd be maybe in the fall when all of the new stock of trainers comes in for the fall season. But there's still are trainers out there. Depending on how much you want to spend and how particular you are about which trainer you get, could mean whether you have to hunt really hard or whether you can get a trainer quite easily.
In terms of sort of what they'll offer, not so much the setup, but if someone's just really not sure, what they're going to do with it really, or really how into this they're going to get, what might be the limitations when you're looking at each price range? I know our plan is to go into a little more detail on the different online platforms, etc. next session, but people obviously don't want to go out and purchase something and then realize that they went a little short and they'd like to take part in some things maybe that their trainer can't offer to them, and hopefully this is something too that we get some newbies into this, and this isn't just about buying something for this May and June. It's now maybe something that they're going to have for next winter and and the winter after that. So hopefully people will keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, good point, Kevin. We try to talk to people when they're talking about an indoor trainer purchase, that they're probably not going to repurchase this trainer in the next year or two. They're going to be able to get a few years out of their trainer. So think in terms of what you want to do with it right now, but maybe where your training or your indoor riding is going to go in the near future. So the biggest decision that most people will have to make, let's say outside of budget, because that does have to factor in, but let's say outside of budget, I think that what most people will want to ask themselves is that, am I interested in using some online training platforms and be more interactive with other people in other places? Meaning, can I race against or train with someone in a different city or a different building? Does that interest me? Do I want to be entertained by my trainer, or do I purely just want to pedal and get some exercise and keep from going crazy while I'm stuck inside right now? So over here, we have the people that want training information. They want to be entertained by the trainer. They want interactive aspects to different training platforms. Over here, we have people that just plain want to pedal and get some exercise indoors and want to keep it nice and simple. If you can answer that question, then you can kind of move forward with the trainer purchase.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of options out there, and again, next time talking about them, we will certainly demonstrate that there is ways to go, incorporate even some of the lower to mid-range trainers to be able to be involved with some of that interactive platforms at different levels. Maybe not the smart trainer level, but I know simply adding a speed sensor to your rear hub on a very basic trainer can at least let you join the world of Watopia, so to speak, on Zwift. Not receiving all the perks, etc., of being controlled by the train and stuff, but you are able to get on there and ride with friends and socialize that way. So there's a lot of different ways we can go about this, or people can go about this in setting up their home training system, working within space confines and budget confines, for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a lot of different ways to do this. It doesn't have to be super expensive. When you're looking at trainers that are interactive and you don't require speed sensors and things like that, they're normally going to have the word smart attached to them. That means they're going to connect to training apps, and you need very little other than your bike and a space to do it. Today I'm outside just to get some fresh air and kind of maybe make people have a laugh that I'm actually outside training right now. But as you mentioned, having a basic trainer with speed sensors that then are just put onto your bike so that you get some feedback and some information to either a phone app or a computer program allows you to get in the game without spending a lot of money and without this getting too complicated. And what
about say someone already has a bike and it was summertime fresh air, but now they do want to figure out a way to use it inside. Do they need to worry about the type of bike it is? Do they need to worry about the type of tires they have on it? And nowadays a lot of times like the good old Apple computer, every change requires changes in a lot of other areas. So I know there's some issues now, or I guess issues if you aren't aware of it, in terms of skewers and being able to fit them within certain trainer setups as well.
Yeah, there's a few compatibility things that you want to think about when you're purchasing your trainer or deciding to put your bicycle onto a trainer. The more basic trainers at the lower price levels are pretty easy to put your bike onto. If you have a conventional quick release skewer that attaches your rear wheel to your bike, normally that will fit into a basic trainer and away you go, no problems. In some cases, the nicer skewers on bikes these days just don't have really round ends on either side of the skewer to fit into the trainer. And in that case, you may need a trainer skewer, which is very inexpensive and sometimes comes with the trainer. You slide that into your rear wheel, it replaces your current skewer that holds your wheel on, and then you're good to go. That's all you got to do. Some of the newer bikes, like the one that I'm on right now, they don't have a conventional quick release on the back wheel. They have a through axle. So basically like a big bolt holding your rear wheel on. The only problem with that bolt is it's smooth on either side of your frame at the back, so there's nothing for the trainer to hold onto to grip it and keep it on the trainer. If that is the case on the bike that you're looking at putting on a trainer, we have trainer through axles that are designed to go through the back end of your bike, replace your current through axle, and they've got basically a knob on either side that will then allow the trainer to attach. Now, it's not just that simple, of course, for those bikes, because there's different thread pitches that those bolts screw into your frame. There's 3 different ones. There's fine, medium, and coarse. Once you figure out which one you've got, we can get you the through axle that'll make your bike compatible with any trainer out there. So not huge differences and not super complicated and not expensive. You just have to know that you might not be able to take your new trainer home and just automatically put your bike on it. So that's a question that you may want to ask. If you're using a bicycle that does not have a smooth tire on it and you're going to be using a basic model trainer where your tire is coming in contact with some form of a flywheel at the back end of the bike, you should have a smooth tire on your bike. Example would be a mountain bike. So if you put your mountain bike onto a basic magnetic trainer that has a flywheel on the back, it's going to sound like a jet engine taking off in your house. Probably not going to be so happy the rest of the people in the house. So you'd want to put a smooth tire or a slick onto your bike in order to make the noise go down and the smoothness of the trainer increase. You don't want it to feel too rough, like you're going over rough terrain. Some people will ask about trainer tires. Trainer tires are great from the perspective that they offer more durability and less noise. So you would take off your current tire, put on a trainer tire, which is a harder, higher density rubber, and that'll be much more compatible with your trainer in terms of sound and smoothness and durability.
Fantastic. Thanks. We don't want you to get too cold out there. I think if I haven't missed anything or you don't have anything else, maybe wrap it up here and let people know that we're going to get into detail on their different training platforms, maybe training plan options in our next session. And I'd like to see you pick up the pace there too, actually.